Couple of minutes late, you guys. Come in, come in. Trying to get things started. Hello to anyone and everyone that comes in here today, to the baby's booty, who did not forget about her live chat today because of doing everything else. You know that's how it goes around here. I'm constantly up to doing something, anything, everything. It doesn't matter. There's always something going on around here, so please come in, come in. I'm showing I'm on green, which is good because we had Time Warner out here today because of our cable cord got cut for some strange reason. So that was odd, and fortunately we were able to get that fixed. Hello, Miss Phenomenal Creations, how are you? I'm sure folks probably are not quite getting notifications that we're going live. Not sure why. That's something else that we're going to try and work on this week. Well, no, next week. We'll try and work on it next week. How are you today, Miss Phenomenal Creations? Yes, everything is quite well around the Baby's Booty Studio. Oh my gosh. Hello, hello. Very good. I'm glad you're doing great. Hi, Robin. How are you? I know folks is like, well, she ain't gonna be on, so I'm just gonna go in here and do something else. Yeah. Well, I figure that instead of doing, I know we did a poll in the group about what time would be a good time to come in and do the chat if I was unable to come on at 7, and a lot of people requested 8 o'clock on Sundays, which is cool. I can do 8 o'clock as well, but we'll see how it goes. Hello, Karen Caldwell and Joni Thurman. How are you? How are you? Hopefully we won't have any issues today with our internet. Again, as I mentioned, what's today? Today is Sunday, Saturday, all day Saturday, no internet. All day today, no internet. And Time Warner, not Time Warner, Spectrum came out today, and come to find out, somebody cut the wire at the end of the pole out yonder. I thought it was my dogs again. Can't blame the doggies this time, so no. But I'm glad we have us some intro webs. Hello, Amanda Payton. Hello, Carol Coleman. I believe I said that, and Joni Thurman. Always a privilege to see your beautiful names. Kathy Reeder from Alabama, your first time catching us live. Cool. Welcome. I am doing well today. Somebody told me that earlier today. They were like, ooh, you look like you feel good. Yes, I feel great. I'm like, dang, I do stay a little bit under the weather, but I feel great today. Welcome, welcome. And what we decided to do, or what I decided to do, was mention copyrights, because that's going to be an issue possibly, and it's a matter of conflict in a lot of Facebook groups that I'm in, and I just thought it was really weird that it was an issue, and it really shouldn't be. So we're going to discuss that in a little while. Hello to Eunice from Pennsylvania and Danda Couture Channel from Australia. Wow, that's what's up. I'm a little bit nervous about you. Watch out for your spiders. Watch out for your snakes. Watch out for your critters down there in Australia. Me and my husband was laughing. It was like, should we go to Australia? I don't want to get bit. I do not want to get bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am afraid of just about everything y'all got there. Well, except for snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes, but I don't care for the spiders. So don't mind me for talking crazy. Oh, you good? Good. I'm glad to hear it. So you guys, what are you working on today? What have you been working on lately in your studios? I know I, for one, just finished some chef's jackets in order of something like 12 chef's jackets, and putting a logo on those. I also have been doing quite a bit of bling. I did a bling party this past weekend for a group of tweenagers, so they ranged from roughly 10-ish to about 13-ish. That was interesting. I didn't I've forgotten what it's like to hang around teeny boppers, the younger crowd, and that took a lot more energy than what I normally have. So needless to say, Sunday morning I was in bed a lot longer than normal, and woke up sore from running back and forth dealing with the girls, which it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every bit of it. Let's see, what else have I been working on? I also did a couple of other bling shirts. So not too much else though. I've been kind of keeping it low key because of my daughter's wedding coming up this coming Saturday, you guys. So I'm not sure how on time I'll be on Sunday, depending upon how hard I party Saturday night. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited and looking forward to it. Joni Thurman says rag dolls and elephant cubbies, cool. We like rag dolls. Those are awesome. And Miss Stephanie with So Art with the Clever Doll Creations is in here. Hello, Miss Stephanie. How are you, darling? Thank you for being in here today. We have Gayleen. We have Karen Caldwell is working on canvases and shirts. So that's awesome. We like seeing those projects. Carol Coleman says you're working some additional notepad holders for your friends. Now that sounds cool. Velma Fulton. Can't talk today. Miss Velma, welcome from Massachusetts. Thank you for being here. Irma says a big shout out from Kingsville, Texas. Well, welcome. Welcome from the big state of Texas. Miss Phenomenal Creation says you would love to do a bling party. How does it work? Well, the bling party pretty much essentially, you're familiar with bling or no? If you are, then you pretty much come up with 3 or 4 templates that are fairly popular or requested. Like in this instance, it was a girly, well, hers was unicorn, but she wanted girly things in the party. So I did crowns, you know, some small crowns. I did hearts. I did a word that said princess, a word that said pretty, stuff like that. You know, just little templates because these were the younger girls, but of course older people. 2 or 3 templates based on whatever theme for the party. You take your stones, you take all of the tools that they'll need to actually brush their own templates, brush their own stones into the template. Take your heat press, take your t-shirts, and have a bling party. That's pretty much all it boils down to it. So if you're familiar with bling and you know how to do it yourself, then I pretty much just take it to the next level and do a party. So it's a lot of fun. I can host anywhere from 2 or 3 people up to 20, I think, at this point. I technically could host a lot more than that, but just to keep things, you know, kind of cool, because I also take refreshments and I don't want it to get too out of hand. So I like the kind of smaller parties, but I can go bigger than that. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. So if you want more information, just give me a shout in my I know you're connected with me on Google Plus group. Just let me know. Kathy Reader says your parents had emus from Australia. Now that's cool. I really enjoyed them. I know down in Australia they're a pest. Oh wow, I didn't know that. How can an emu be a pest? I guess too many of them or something. That's crazy. But I just know my daughter and my husband, and I do too for the most part, like I love the Planet Earth series. But my daughter and my husband, they love to watch this like most dangerous animals, you know, animal shows, right? And I'm not mad. Go for it, because we all like nature here in our family. But they go for the gusto and look at everything horrible that they can find on the nature video. And I'm like, oh my God. So everything just about is down in Australia. And I'm like, wow, okay. You got to be one tough cookie to be able to live there and be worried about all of the different things that can eat you up down there. So I know I struggle here in the studio every so often. We have friendly little spiders that want to come and aggravate me, even though I've had it out here treated. And I'm like, I don't deal with spiders. I'm going to need y'all to leave me alone. Stay on the outside, please. And, you know, don't bother me. So I am a big, huge scaredy cat baby when it comes to spiders. Everything else, I'm cool. Well, no, I don't like butterflies either. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like butterflies or moths. But the, you know, bugs or, your rats or your mice or your snakes, I'm cool. I can deal with that. Matter of fact, we had a pet rat. He was an albino rat. We had that. We also, now we haven't had a snake, but I've handled many snakes in my day. So I'm not afraid of those, but the spiders, no ma'am. That's not about to go down in here. Y'all want to see somebody freak out real bad? Yeah, no, can't do it. So, but at any rate, that's enough about me and my phobias. I got tons, well, not tons of them, but those two. And I know y'all don't want to hear about that. Donda says, I need to know about auto digitizing softwares. You've been shopping for an affordable one. When you're saying auto digitizing, that's kind of a, I don't want to say misconception, but I wouldn't suggest anything dealing with auto digitizing. There are some software programs out there that do a decent job. But because I trained, or I learned from a digitizing guru, so to speak. I mean, he's been digitizing since, you know, a little kid, and his whole family was involved in digitizing way back before there were even computers that digitized. And he teaches how to digitize from the ground up. You know, you can, and I say this only because, for instance, and I wish I delivered it today, the chef's coats that I did. I have Wilcom Hatch. That's the program that I use, Wilcom Hatch. It's pretty affordable in comparison to many others. So Wilcom Hatch is $1,000. Now there's also Sew Art. That is a digitizing program. That is a partner with Sew It Pro. Okay, so there's going to be, if I can remember to put it out on time, there's a video this week about Sew Art and Sew Pro and the differences between the two. But Sew Art is your digitizing program. It's $75, and it is available on my Baby's Booty page, thebabiesbooty.com, and there's a link down in the description below. Or if you want to look at some videos on how Sew Art works and how to manipulate Sew Art, there's also another channel, and I've linked to her channel in my playlist a couple of times under Clever Dog Creations, and she has a Sew Art channel. She's in here, Stephanie. Well, she was, I don't know if she still is. But Stephanie has a channel, and she teaches, and she also sells it. And I'm sure she has a link on her YouTube page somewhere where you can purchase Sew Art from her as well. But Sew Art is, I don't know that they have auto digitizing in Sew Art because I haven't used it in quite some time, because I did switch to Wilcom Hatch. But I know Wilcom Hatch has auto digitizing. All right. And I know I'm going all the way around Robin Hood's barn to mention this, but this past week when I started working on these chef's coats, I did his logo, and I wanted to take a shortcut. I was rushing. I did auto digitize, right? Well, a normal circumstance, I mean, it's just a simple black and white logo. It really wasn't a difficult logo at all. However, in doing the logo and I stitched it out, I'm like, that kind of looks like trash. I'm not feeling how that logo turned out, you know, because I really didn't have time to sit down and digitize. I just didn't. So I enlisted a friend, was like, look, can you digitize this for me, please? Because I just don't have the time, and I paid myself for it to be digitized, and I'm so glad I did. Because when I got the file back later that day, and then I go to stitch it out, there is a night and day difference on those jackets of what the logo turned out to be, because I know for a fact that person does not auto digitize. Okay, so the auto digitize pretty much takes the picture and turns it into stitches the way the computer renders it, or the way the computer wants the stitches to lay out to be, and it doesn't always hit the mark. It does a decent enough job where you can get away with it, but in a lot of instances you can really tell the difference between very good quality digitizing and just somebody that threw it in a software program and said, here, digitize this, and auto digitize. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a digitizing program down the couture, because you really want your embroidery to stand out? Because I'm assuming you're looking to do this for a business, right? And if so, you want to be able to compete with a lot of the professional businesses that are out there. So that being the case, just take a little bit of extra time to learn how to digitize properly, and you'll see the difference and you'll appreciate the difference. But the auto digitizing software, I've heard Brother PE Next is what it's called, I think. They boast pretty good auto digitizing. And there's a couple of others, but the Wilcom Hatch is one that I definitely use on a semi-regular basis when I do digitize, when I have time. That's why I say semi, because lately I haven't had time. Miss Phenomenal Creations says, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. I am super excited. We've been waiting on this for a while now, and it's my first official wedding as a mother. So mother to the bride anyway. So this is it's been interesting. It's been an interesting road. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love my new son-in-law. And the process was neat, you know, getting used to everything, shopping for dresses, shopping for the men's clothes and all that other kind of jazz, getting flowers put together, family coming together. It's been really interesting. I'm excited and so ready for it to be over and done. I'm ready for it to be over and done with, you know, so I'm a little bit stressed, but this is the last week. So like I said, Saturday she'll be walking down the aisle, so less than a week from today. So exciting. Leah says, good morning from Victoria, Australia. Wow, another Australian in here. That is so cool. Thank you for the information. You'll inbox me on Google Plus. Okay, cool beans. Thank you. Donda says you downloaded the Hatch free trial yesterday, but now yep. Hatch is a resource hog, but for a good reason. It is an excellent digitizing program. It really is. So yes, it's a resource hog. You really want to try and get a strong laptop to run it, or make sure, what I tend to do is reboot. When I use it on my other laptop, I would reboot the computer before using Hatch, right? And don't open up anything else. Make sure you don't have any other programs running in the background, because Hatch pulls at the resources on the computer, because it takes a lot to render the software and the images and stuff. So that's why it's going super slow, unfortunately, especially if you're talking about while you're running Hatch. But it should go back to normal once you cut Hatch off, you know. So once you log out of Hatch, then your computer should go back to the way it was supposed to. But as long as Hatch is running, yeah, it's gonna slow down. Janet McKinney says, hello, Eve. Hello, Janet McKinney. How are you? Welcome. We appreciate you being here. And Miss Social Dev, hello to you too, my dear. And we have Matey from South Florida. Well, hello. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. Kathy Reader says, congratulations. And Janet, I appreciate that, you guys, because it's, like I said, it's been interesting. I tried really hard to, you know, keep her encouraged so that she wouldn't feel like a you know, bridezilla type situation, and try and keep her calm and making sure everything flows like it's supposed to. And then I look back and I say to myself, I am so glad I did not have a full scale wedding myself. We just kind of like dressed in our wedding clothes, went to the it wasn't Justice of the Peace. We did have a officiant over our ceremony, but it was just us and 2 witnesses, and that was it. And I really appreciate that now, looking back, because of course there's money, a lot of money going into that. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that, because that is about what I got going on. I want to talk to you guys about embroidery and what you got going on. Amanda, I love you. I've learned watching your videos that what you say is the truth and only the truth. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I try really hard to ensure that what I say is either from personal experience or it's what I have studied and found out, because people, you can see through someone that's, you know, pulling your chain. You can see through it, and I don't want anyone doing that to me. So I treat people the way I want to be treated, even if I don't know you. You know, I want to make sure that what comes across is going to benefit you, and not just me stating my opinion or, you know, just saying something just to have something to say on YouTube. That was, you know, like pointless for me being here. So thank you. I do appreciate you letting me know that. Again, this is a channel that's supposed to be helpful to you guys on embroidery and on crafting and on Sew It Pro, which that's something I'm really going to start going hard on here shortly. I'm super excited about it. We have a list of topics that we'll be going over soon, but one of the main things that you'll find that I get all the time is the difference between Sew It Pro and Sew Art. So it's just, we're gonna have to attack that here shortly, and so that's gonna be one of our next videos. But then after that, we'll go into more tutorials with the 4x4 machine and the large 6 needle machine. Miss Phenomenal Creation says, how many times can you use the Hatch trial? The Hatch trial is available for 30 days. So it's not how many times you can use it. You could just use it however, unlimited for 30 days. They don't restrict you at all. You get the full software program for 30 days, and it's a heavy duty program. It really is. And if you want to learn digitizing, it's going to take over 30 days to get to, you know, a really good level to where you digitize and can charge people to digitize for them. Now you will learn little things on and there's a website. It's Digitizing Made Easy, I think is the name of it. digitizingmadeeasy.com. And you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the description box below, because that website you can actually sign up for Wilcom Hatch, and if you buy Wilcom Hatch from them, you get extra fonts. They give you extra fonts, and they give you free access to videos, training videos on how to use Wilcom Hatch. And one of the trainers for that website is John Deere, and John Deere is the one that I was mentioning earlier, where he learned from a kid all the way up, and his entire family was into digitizing. Like I mentioned before, there were even computers, so as soon as computers jumped on it, he, you know, has helped tremendously in training people how to digitize. So I wouldn't put you guys in the hands of anybody that I did not think was qualified for getting you where you need to be. So I highly recommend John Deere, and I highly recommend Digitizing Made Easy's website. Now there are other programs out there, and you're welcome to use them, but the basics of digitizing he teaches, and that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, go ahead and check him out. And I'll go ahead and type that in right now, and it should be one of the first links that I'm going to put up here, so that you can go on there and see what those guys are about. And I'm gonna also double check and make sure that I'm putting in the right link, because sometimes I don't put the right link in. Digitizing Made Easy, I think that's it. Let's see. Nope, maybe that wasn't right. Let's go to Google. I'm sorry, I'm doing research on y'all's time. So at any rate, I've heard of a couple of things that you guys Donna says, can't you contact them and get us a good deal? I couldn't even get myself a good deal. So no, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong one for getting the hookup. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially for that. Digitizing Made Easy. Yeah, that's the website right here. So I'll just copy and paste it, and that way I know it's the right one, because I probably spelled it wrong. But like I said, they actually are giving the hookup, because with them, they give you free access to training videos and videos, right? So, and fonts. Gosh, it's a whole list of stuff that you get from them by signing up for Wilcom Hatch through their website. But like I said, it's $1,000. So when you're talking about $1,000 versus, you know, $75 for Sew Art, which Sew Art is a good digitizing program. You can digitize with it. You really can. And it's almost like, you know, you're able to do simple things. Well, I've even seen some complex things digitized with Sew Art. So what I would suggest is, you've already downloaded the trial, or if you haven't, you can download the trial, and you can download the trial to Sew Art as well. watch videos on both of them, see what you can get out of the both of them, and you know, with a preview of it, and figure out there which route you want to take, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, initially I couldn't afford any of that, and I just went with Sew Art initially. Well, as time went on and my business grew, I could afford to make payments anyway to get my Wilcom hatch. Okay, so you can make payments, they allow you to do that as well. So whichever way you wish to go, do research first. Don't just jump on the first thing because somebody said something. I'm just letting you know what my experience was, but then there are other digitizing programs out there. Okay, do your research, look it up, check out your prices, find out what works best for you. Everybody is going to say, well, this worked the best for me, this is what you should go with. No, I will say that with John Deere, because his experience speaks for itself. But as far as the programs are concerned, do your research, because that's your money that you're spending, and you want to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck, you know. And just because I spent that doesn't mean that that's the right choice for you, you know. So let us see here. You brought a Brother Project Runway embroidery, Miss Amanda Payton. Well, that is awesome. When did you get your baby, and what did you name your baby? Because if you got it recently, then that means you need the bell ring for you. So let me know. Joni Thurman says, how do you go about getting permission to use sorority Greek letters, aka and DST? Well, that's a loaded question, and that goes hand in hand with the topic of our discussion today. Okay, so Joni Thurman, I'm gonna go ahead and answer your question real quick. To get permission to use those, you pretty much have to pay for the licensing fee through each individual sorority, right? So AKA, of course, is the Alpha Kappa Alpha. You have to contact them. You can go online to Google and Google Alpha Kappa Alpha and pull up their official website. They do have a licensing application that you can fill out, and you submit. I want to say for them it was like $2,500 that you pay every year in order to be an official licensed seller of their merchandise. For the Deltas, it's the exact same way. You contact them, go on their website, you can download the application, and for them I want to say it was $1,800 to get the license to sell, be an official vendor for them. There are perks, but it is a yearly fee, and each individual sorority, fraternity has their own fees. Okay, so it's steep, but if you're able to get in, it's well worth it, especially if you have something that most of the people are looking for. Miss Bickham, hey darling, hi even everyone. I'm glad to see so many familiar names here with another chance to spend together sharing and learning. And we love sharing and learning from you as well, my dear, because you are so very experienced and we appreciate your knowledge. Glam Glam says, hello all in your car but watching. No no Glam Glam, please be careful. Don't get in no wreck because of me. Don't be watching and reading. Just listen. Don't watch. Albita says, hi, at least I can join you. Yes, you can. Thank you for being here. Amanda, you're having a problem with tension? Yeah, tension. Let's see. You got a new machine, so you're going to have to set the tension. I do have a video out there that teaches how to set the tension, and what I'm probably going to end up doing is cutting that video just to that part and making a separate video on how to set the tension on your machine, because you kind of have to fast forward to get to just that section. So I'll work on that too. I've been meaning to work on that actually. But I do have a video that teaches you what to stitch out and how to tell where to set your tension. But it is something that you'll have to actually sit down and take the time to get it set, you know, because once it's set, for the most part, you're good, unless you change to a different type thread, like the glitter threads or something like that. But for the most part, your tension should be set, and you kind of have to adjust it every so often, because just like, you know, your car has to get an oil change and a tune up, well, the same goes with your machine. So keep that in mind. And what I'll do, if you, Miss Amanda, are you in the Google Plus group? If you are, then send me a message on Google Plus, and as soon as I get the opportunity, I'll link you to that video. Okay, if you're not, then shoot me an email thebabiesbooty@gmail.com, and that's THEBABYS, thebabiesbooty@gmail. Shoot me an email and I'll link you to the video. Miss Social Deb says, I listened to what you had to say about the Cricut brother, so I brought a brother. Oh, that's what's up. You're welcome. Congratulations on the new machine. Albita says it's hard as the time difference makes it hard, but I do appreciate your videos. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm sorry about the time difference, even though there really isn't anything I could do about it, but except for coming on at other times. But I appreciate the effort. I really do. The support, it means a lot to me. Heather Rock says, just catching you on this lovely sunny Sunday from Wisconsin. Hope all is well, beautiful embroidering friend. Well, thank you. Wisconsin is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. My dad, where did he go in Wisconsin? Something Bowl Gap or something. I have to ask him, but he went up there, and it was, when you fly in, it's like you got to go straight down into a bowl, and he was like, it is gorgeous up that way. And there was snow. It was like almost summertime, and snow was still up there. So it's really cool. Hopefully I'll get to go back with him the next time. But I saw the pictures, and I can just barely comprehend how gorgeous that was, because it was just like everything was just beautiful. So Wisconsin is a gorgeous place. I am very jealous. Albita says, sending you all embroidery buds a big hug and hello. Well, big hello from London, UK. Welcome. We appreciate that. Ronnie's Raps, hello. Mary Brooks, hello. Amanda Payton, you're quite welcome. Jenny McKinney says, I sold a baby burp cloth, and one side came out great, the other side came out like you had a few drinks. It's like that sometimes, darling. Does anyone know what to check? Are you talking about because the machine was acting monkey, or because your stitching got off a little bit? I'm not sure. Let's figure that out for you. Ethel, good evening to you, dear, my darling. Kathy Reader, what state am I in? I am in North Carolina. I actually live in Charlotte, North Carolina. And ironically enough, I did also want to mention that when I had a craft fair that I was at, not this past Saturday, but Saturday before, where I did an on-site type of bling party, right? So that it was at the craft fair. I had shirts there. I had certain templates there. So if a person wanted to come and bling their own shirt at the craft fair, they could walk up to the table and do it right there on the spot. And it actually turned out really nice. I had a couple of customers, and a couple of them wanted to come back and do their shirt, but they didn't get an opportunity to, because I was limited on time there. The craft fair only lasted 4 hours. But while I was there, there was a couple that came to my table, and they were up here from Tallahassee, Florida, and they're doing a vlog. They have a vlog channel here on YouTube, and they wanted to interview me to see how I did at the craft fair and how that works. And they also interviewed my dad, come to think of it, because of the family brand that we have. So I was going to, I'm going to actually link their video to my YouTube channel. So if you guys get a chance to go and watch that video, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. But it was just really cool to go onto YouTube and see me from somebody else's perspective. That was pretty cool. So check those guys out. It's called Life with the Hills, I think, because their last name is Hill. Very nice couple. So that was a lot of fun. Beautiful state of North Carolina. Yes, it is, girl. We got so many trees and greenery, even though right now it's hot, ridiculously hot. But otherwise, yes, North Carolina is a gorgeous, gorgeous state. Now I'm going to see if I can get these pictures to pull up, but I want to go ahead and get into the information in regards to copyright, right? Okay, so with copyright, what a lot of people don't realize is what copyright actually means. Okay, so copyright actually means the right to copy. How simple is that? Okay, so if you created a painting out of your hard work, there's a beautiful masterpiece, your own personal Mona Lisa, and Mona Lisa, not Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, And you had this gorgeous painting that you spent hours on, and it turned out phenomenal, hung it in a museum, and then you turn around and look across the way and there's somebody else painted the exact same painting, tweaked it just a little itty bitty bit. You know, they put a mustache on her, gave her dreads instead of the long flowing hair, and she said but everything else is the same. And they're like, that's my picture over there, even though your picture's over here, but this is mine and it's okay for me to have it. Well, you would feel some kind of way about that because you work really hard on your object, your painting. So why would this person have the right to copy it and say that it's their original work when it's not? The original work belongs to you. I know that was probably not the best example, but that was what I could come up with at the time. So copyright gives you the right to copy, and what a lot of people don't understand is in embroidery, a lot of times we have access to copy a lot of things that some we should and some we shouldn't. Okay, let's say for instance, someone from Channel 3 News comes to you. Well, in my instance, Channel 9 came to me and they said, we want these jackets embroidered, okay, and we want our logo on these jackets. Well, they gave me the right to copy their logo and re-embroider it on, or embroider it rather, on some brand new jackets. I had the right to do that. But say I was like afterwards and I said, well, you know, that jacket turned out pretty snazzy, I'm gonna embroider it for myself. They gave me the right to embroider it, but for them, not for me to embroider it for myself. Okay, now you would think that's common sense. You know, that's common sense. I already knew that, you know, that I shouldn't be embroidering something that a business logo, for instance. But how common sense is it when it is a Disney picture, perchance? Okay, so say little Sally says she wants a t-shirt with Frozen on it. Well, this is my kid and I'm not selling it, so I should be able to embroider Frozen and then her name up under it, and that should be okay. Guess what? It's not okay. That is not okay. Even as a gift, come to find out, you really shouldn't, you don't have the right to copy it. You did not get the right to copy that logo from Disney, not that Frozen logo. Now, what if you have the embroidery machine with the Disney files on it? All right. Well, guess what? Obviously, they've given you the right to embroider those Disney files on your projects because they put it on the machine and made a contract of sorts with Brother. Said, Brother, you know what? If people buy this machine, we'll give you these particular Disney files that they can embroider for their own personal use. And that's where the difference comes in to a lot of people. They say, well, it's on my machine, I should be able to embroider it and sell it. Check the fine print in the contract. That's not for commercial use. Well, guess what? It also goes to see what's the same thing with fabric. Okay, so let me show you this here. Notice this picture. Notice this picture that I went to Walmart, pulled up some fabric, found some fabric, and the fabric that I found is this perfume purse glittery fabric. I fell in love with this fabric a while ago and have used it in numerous projects. And notice what it says here on the side. There's a copyright symbol, and right up under it, non-commercial home use only. Okay, so be careful when you're working with fabrics and, you know, all of a sudden you may find out that you're dealing with a copyright infringement. Okay, so keep that in mind. And ironically, there's also an instance of let's see, let me get you that, because this one really floored me because I was shocked when I saw it, and I was like, wow, who would have thought that this would be the case as well? Let me see, where is it at? Here we go. Notice, and it's hard to tell from this far out. Let me see if I can shrink it for you. I don't know if I can, but when I saw this, I'm I'm like, who would have thought that camouflage fabric would be licensed? And that's what this is. Notice that's camo. I didn't know you could dad blame copyright camouflage. I mean, you're talking about trees and bushes and leaves and stuff, but it says license required for commercial use. You know, so you have to keep that in mind when you're dealing with embroidery, when you're dealing with sewing projects for sale, especially for sale. Now, they're more than happy to let you use it for your personal use, okay? But when you're dealing with selling or the exchange of funds, the exchange of money, that's illegal. It is officially, actually, undoubtedly illegal. Yes, you can take that chance. I know a lot of people that do it. But I also know of several folks who ended up getting cease and desist letters in the mail, even though they were what they considered small fish, okay? Because there's a misconception out there, well, I only sell little scale, you know, I don't sell a whole lot of stuff, so nobody will come after me. Yeah, you thought, until you get that letter in the mail from the attorney. And they are not playing. They're cracking down on that here lately. There's a lot of folks that keep going in with it. So definitely double check what you're doing, you guys. And the only reason why I'm saying this is not to, you know, get anybody down or to, you know, throw rule books and say no type situation. That's not it. The goal is to educate, and the goal is to say, look, you really want to think about this before you get into it, because at the end of the day, the person is gonna come after you whether you think they will or not. And when they do, a lot of times people are like, well, I didn't know. No, you have to know. And if you didn't know, I wanted to make sure that you guys did know, because I don't want any of you guys to get that type letter, because that letter sucks. You know, I had one lady was telling us real-time chat in the group on Facebook that the Homeland Security seized all of her stuff, you know, because she was getting a shipment in from overseas. And a lot of people think just because they're getting it from overseas that you can do it. No, they stopped it at the border. She didn't get any of her stuff, and some people had paid for orders. She got to refund that money back, you know. And how do you do that if you use the money to order the stuff? You know, it's crazy. So don't even get involved. You know, why take that chance when there's so many other ways to be creative and get things done? Yeah, the kids like, you know, Paw Patrol, and oh, but the babies love Disney, and I understand that. But the babies are gonna be really crying when they see mommy getting taken out to jail, you know, or, you know, mommy's embroidery equipment getting seized, because they will take your embroidery equipment if they catch you doing illegal things or copywriting things. And if it's big enough, they will seize your equipment. I've heard of it being done. I haven't seen it done, but I've heard of it being done. And I am very well aware of many people who have gotten that cease and desist letter, and some people choose not to pay that any attention, and it just, I feel bad. I feel bad. So you say, can you give it as a gift? Would that be personal? Okay, so Kathy Reader, if it's like in the instance of that fabric, okay, so the fabric is a licensed fabric. There's also Disney fabric that when I went to Walmart, there's quilting squares. Those quilting squares don't have anything on it that says you can't sell it. So that's free for you to sell, because they don't have anything on that fabric that says that you cannot sell it. All right. But on the bolt, on the side of the fabric, it does say not for commercial use. So commercial is selling it, right? So if you want to make a baby blanket and you're using that licensed fabric, then yes, you can give it as a gift all day long, every day. That's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can make it for yourself. You can make it for your kids. You can make it and just give it to somebody. It doesn't matter. But the minute that you say, okay, well, I made this blanket, but I really put my time and my effort in it. So, you know, can you give me $10 for my time and my thread and my stabilizer and my, you know, you're getting money. You're getting money. You're getting money for it. So it's illegal. It's illegal. You may not be selling the item. Some people like to use that as a loophole. That won't work in court. That will not work in court where you say, oh, I was just getting paid for my time. Judge is going to say, but you made money off of it. You accepted currency for it. So you're in violation and you're going to have to pay for violating it. And a lot of times that gets up into the thousands, guys. I don't know that you want to spend that kind of money. Amanda Payton says the rules say you cannot sell the items on the machine. So it's, again, I kind of figured that the Disney embroidery machine that comes with the designs, it is not for you to sell. It's not for you to embroider on stuff and sell it. It's just, and Miss Pickham says most people don't look at the selvage. I didn't. I was one of those ones that didn't until that's what prompted this video, because while I was visiting facilities up in New York on my New York trip that I just came back from, we went and visited a friend's attorney's office, right? And the location that I went to, part of that company, that business, I wanted to embroider their logo on some items and give them to friends of mine, because they're fans, right? So I was like, dude, let me ask you this, because my husband told me not to do it. This was like 2 years ago, actually, now that I think about it, but I just so happened to be visiting the facility a couple of weeks ago. So I asked him, I said, this is what I had wanted to do at one point in time, was to embroider this and give it away. Is that okay? Because I'm not making money off of it. I kind of figured I couldn't make money off of it, but can I give it away? And he said, you did not write and request the right to copy the item, even giving it away. And that was a wake-up call. It really was. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy to really think about, And then eventually he mentioned that it just so happens that particular logo, there is a place on their website that says you are free to use the logo for, I forget the term he used, but basically, as long as you're not exchanging currency, you can use the logo. Okay, so I can use the logo to give away things to my friends, but I cannot use the logo and make any money whatsoever off of it. So that was a wake-up call. Good question, Janet. What about Embroidery Library? Embroidery Library, what I would suggest is go to their website and look in the About section. The thing is, with Embroidery Library, I'm more than positive they are aware that people resell items with that design, and that design is being sold under the knowledge that you're going to be reselling it. I don't know that 100% for sure, but there should be disclaimers on their website. And if you notice, a lot of times when you purchase an embroidery design, there comes a README file usually that comes with it, and it explains the terms there, because there are some designers out there, like for instance, I have a term of use with my files on my Baby's Booty website. So for the key fob and for the patch that I made and created, I do have a blurb on there that says you can sell it. I don't care what you do with it. Just don't buy it from me and resell it yourself. That's not the point in me putting it there for you to take it and sell it, because I'm offering it for this. And sometimes people take your stuff and sell it for more, and I don't want that. I just want people to have access to it. So that being the case, you can use it. I don't care. You can sell stuff with it. It doesn't bother me. There are some people who that bothers. They make a design and they don't want it sold. I don't know why, or whatever the reason is with it. It's their reason, and it's their right. It's their right to be able to do that. They have the copyright. So it only makes sense. So pay attention to your designs when you purchase and who you purchase from. Some Etsy people, most Etsy designs, they're saying they don't care if you make money off of it, just don't sell the design or don't give away the design. So there's a whole lot of issue in regards to that. Where would these designers be if we didn't buy? And that's absolutely correct. So the problem really isn't so much buying the design from the people, I guess, as oh, actually, now that I'm glad you mentioned that, Miss Social Dev, because it triggered what usually they say is do not mass produce their design. So read the fine print. A lot of them will limit how many times you can use it and sell it. A lot of them will limit that. They'll say, okay, well, you can use it, but you can only sell it but so many times, you know. And you have to understand that if you mass produce and you're making hundreds of thousands off of it and you only paid $5.95 for it, you know, they'll feel kind of weird about that. And it'll be kind of hard. Now, I'm not gonna say it'll be hard for them to enforce it, but if they walk into a store and see their design on the shirt, then you'll probably have a problem, because they'll look at the tag, see where it came from, and contact you, and you'll get a letter in the mail. But if you're doing it like at a little not thrift store, but a craft fair like I did, and you're embroidering it on some towels or whatever, and you resell them, I doubt there'll be an issue with it, you know, as far as like mass producing in that small quantity. But a lot of times they will restrict how many you can do that. So Kathy Reader Camel, for personal use, question above. Yes, you can use it for personal use only. You can use it to give away as well. You just cannot exchange currency for that fabric of any item that you made out of that fabric. It is not for commercial use. Okay, commercial meaning you've made money off of it. That a business, you as a person can embroider all day long and give away your stuff, and you're not a business. The second you become a business is when you accept money for something that you've done, for your services. The minute you take money, you become a business. You are then officially a business because you're making money, right? I don't care if it's 25 cents, you're making money. That's commercial. So you cannot sell something if the fabric says, you know, not for commercial use. That's you know how that works. Profiting off of a licensed product. River City says that is absolutely correct. A belated hello from Iowa, Nancy Faust. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to a serious topic today. This is a serious topic today, which it is. But we're gonna have a little bit of lightheartedness there to it, but it's actual valid information. Valerie Hill says, for clarification, are you saying that you can sell the character fat quarters as on a pillow, etc.? Are you so no, you cannot. What I'm saying is, when I went into the store and I opened that fat quarter and I looked back and forth on all, because it was 2 tags hanging on the fat quarter, the Disney one. I looked at it, both sides. I saw nothing that said you cannot resell for commercial purposes. I did not see that at all. I didn't see it. So it would have been my understanding that yes, I can make something out of it and resell it. It's not on there that says that you can't. And they have to label it as such if you cannot resell it. So I would assume that those fat quarters you can sell, but I did not see anything. And that's what I'm saying. When you go to the fabric stores, read the selvages, read the tags that come on the items. It will tell you the answer to your question. If you don't see anything on there that says not for commercial use, then you can use it for commercial use, you know. Miss Bickham says, anything used in the committing of a felony, even your vehicle, can be seized. That is absolutely correct. And I mean, because there's a story out there where the lady was out there at the flea market selling the stuff, and they came and snatched everything, and you know, wasn't nothing she could do but stand there and cry. And that's, you know, pretty sad. Grandma Souls Brown says, check LegalZoom about fabric with the notes in the selvage. They say that it is not an issue if you make and sell items as long as you don't copy the fabric. What I will say with that is LegalZoom, I would say speak with an actual physical talk to an attorney before I go off of whatever is online. And that's my suggestion. And that's me conferencing with one face-to-face and one online face-to-face video. So the selvage is saying not for commercial use, so I don't really argue that too much. Maria Coleman says, Janet Embroidery Library and most embroidery sites have a disclaimer about what you can do with their designs. That is absolutely correct. Does the information apply to the C with the circle emblem? Well, the C with the circle emblem, it stands for copyright. Yes. So just because the C is there what that is telling you is you don't have the right to, as now that is Grandma Soul's brown, that's correct. So if you see the fabric and the fabric has the C, you cannot copy that fabric. So in that instance, yes, that is absolutely correct. That's what that C is there for. And that is all over that Disney fabric. It's all over the fat quarters as well. So anytime the Mickey Mouse is there, there's a C letting you know, hey, this is cute. It's on the fabric, but you can't copy this fabric. You can't duplicate this fabric in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's absolutely correct. But there's also additional verbiage on certain fabrics on the side that would say not for commercial use. There's also on designs like Disney designs, things of that nature, not for commercial use or not to be copied unless you have permission to copy. Then that's the thing, you have to look for that right to copy. So it's safe to say, all right, that if you don't have anything in writing that says you have the right to copy it or the license to copy it, then you can't copy it. You just can't. So even if that means embroidery, like I said, the Disney embroidery machines does come with that. It's in the booklet and in the paperwork that those designs on there, you can use them for personal use, but not for commercial use. So you can't copy it. You have the right to copy, but you can't profit off of it. All right. So the main thing here, more than anything, is that money. It's all about the money, honestly. Because they don't want you making money off of something that it's their right to make money off of. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. You see that C, you have to keep that in mind. Miss Bickham says be careful as well on digitizing a character or picture from the fabric to create an ensemble. Exactly. So again, you're copying something. You really, and that's why I'm even mentioning this, because the end of the situation is you are copying something as a digitizer. So as a digitizer, you have the power to be able to replicate just about anything. We can. I mean, that's just, you can replicate anything. I could replicate Star Wars. It doesn't matter. The thing is, because I know how to digitize, I can copy it, but I don't have the right to. Just because I have the right, just because I have the ability doesn't mean I have the right. And that's pretty much what that boils down. And Rebecca, that's an excellent question as well. Are the fat quarters cut from the bolts and got cut from the spacing in between the copyrights? Possibly. That is a very good possibility. However, the fat quarters come from whatever business it is that had the right to package that fabric. And when they packaged that fabric, it should have come with a disclaimer that supported what was on the end of the bolt. It really should have. So again, I don't see that on, I did not see that on the fat quarters. So I would assume that, I personally would assume, okay, well, I could make some money off of this one, because there's nothing on that fabric or on the tags that said that you can't. And again, ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's not. I mean, you can make an assumption just like I just did with that, because again, pretty much, you know how a lot of people are able to sue, or like the one lady, she was able to sue McDonald's for the hot coffee because they did not warn her that it was hot. All right. So with the fat quarters, there should be something on there that says this is not for commercial use. It's just, that's how that works. But it's a whole ton of things, a whole ton of gray areas, so to speak. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, loopholes that people are trying to find. And I am not an attorney at all whatsoever. I did consult with two, but I am not an attorney, and I am not giving legal advice. I'm repeating the law as it was definitely presented to me, and it only makes sense. If you came up with a design and this was your baby, you wouldn't want anybody and everybody out there copying it. That's why when you come up with a business logo for your business, you should want to copyright it, or trademark it rather, so that no one else can take your business logo, and that's what Nike did. That's what Victoria's Secret did. That's what Gucci and Louis Vuitton did. That's what Disney has done. They trademark and copyright their items so that no one can copy it. All right, so that they can take it and use it and make money off of it. And that's the bottom line. We don't want to make money off of something that we don't have a right to make money off of. And I know I'm probably going to tick off a bunch of people with this particular video, and that's okay. And that doesn't bother me in the least little bit, because I know what I'm saying, and I know what I'm saying is accurate. And I do know that when you're dealing with someone else's merchandise, at the end of the day, they don't want you making money off of their products. Okay? And that's why they say it. Business, non-commercial use only. So at any rate, Jenny McKinney, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I do want to check and see if anyone got a new baby within the last couple of weeks, because I wasn't on last week. If you got a new baby, we have the bell to ring. It's sitting right here, just waiting to be rang. No babies. And let us know what you name your babies and what baby you got if you did get one. Otherwise, how else have you guys been doing? I know I'm going over a little bit because it's 6 minutes after, but I'm okay. And I wanted to sort of in a crazy way make up for last week because I wasn't here. And then I'm not sure how things are going to go next week. So I wanted to, reach out to you guys because it's been a while. It's been a while. Things have been going good around here. So how have things been going in your neck of the woods? Rebecca says, this is more reason to come up with your own designs. Most selvages have the copyright symbol. That is correct. That is correct. Demetria? I hope I said that correct. If I didn't, I apologize. What does she mean by baby? I'm new to this. What I mean is a new embroidery machine. I say that's our babies, because we love our new machines and we love, our equipment. And I name mine like my 6 needle back there. That's Blessing. And then I have my other 3 embroidery. So we name our babies and love our babies and want to keep our babies in good spirit. And so I suggest, what do you name your babies so that you can love on them? And so let's see what we have here. Eunice says, did you see the new PE 800? Of course I did. I haven't looked at new machines in a minute. Let's see. Somebody did contact me though, but it was about the 625, I think. Just six something. Pretty sure it was the 625. And she was like trying to figure out how to do something on it. And she was like, you need to buy the new one. And I'm like, well, I mean, they do the same thing for the most part. So I should be able to walk you through how it works. But I wish I could get out and buy every single new one that comes out in succession. That would be amazing. But the PE 800 is over the 770. So it will be cool to see the new PE 800. So I'm going to have to look that one up. And Demetria says, your brother SE 600 just arrived today. That sounds like a bell ringing. What do y'all think? We're going to ring the bell for her today? Congratulations on your new baby, your SE 600. The SE 600 is an awesome little machine. You enjoy that baby and take good care of her, or he. Name your baby. A new machine. Rebecca says, yes, that's the baby, the new machine. You say you didn't see it. You wish you did. Cool Beans let you think of a name for your baby. Yes, get a name for your baby. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you watching the video. Oh, man. Y'all, I got to tell y'all something funny. I got to tell y'all something really, really funny. To me, it was funny anyways. My daughter, the one that's getting married, she went to go get her checkup. Because I suggested to her, go ahead and get your physical out the way and all that stuff before you get married. And not going into her business too much, but she also went to a female appointment. And this crazy nut came home and was like, Mom, I was at the doctor's office and the nurse asked me, she said, you look familiar. And my daughter was like, well, I guess I don't know you. I don't remember you. And so the lady was like, you just look familiar. So she started going through my daughter's paperwork, and the emergency contact was me. And she was like, Eve Laurie, that sounds familiar. She was like, Eve? Oh my God, your mom is the baby's booty. And I'm like, oh my God. I wasn't there. But I'm like, this is at my baby's female appointment. And then my mom had the nerve to quip. she actually saw the baby's booty. And I'm like, Mom, oh my God, really, Mom? Did you have to go there with it? Really? Did you have to go there? But it was really cool because she was like, me and my mom, we watched the, not my daughter, but the nurse. She was like, me and my mom, we both watched the videos and we love her and blah, blah. And I was like, that's really cool. It really is cool. But that's my baby's gyno people. And I'm like, oh my God. Sort of embarrassing, but it was kind of funny. So that was funny. I thought it was funny anyway. So if you do see me out, I don't mind meeting people. I actually love to meet people. People are awesome, and you guys have been the best supporters of this channel. But yeah, if I'm ever out and about, or if I'm in your neck of the woods, I kind of try and let people know a little bit whenever I'm in the area, so that if you did want to. And there was somebody else that was working here. Who was working here? And I was like, dude, we need to meet up, because he was like, I'm a guy. And I'm like, yeah, even though I didn't respond because I didn't see it till after I logged off, I don't care. That, you know, that doesn't bother me. But whoever it was, and I'm sorry for forgetting, but it's been 2 weeks, they worked off of W.T. Harris in 77 near North Lake. And that would have been really cool because I'm out that way all the time. So yeah, if you are in this area, please let me know. I did see someone else. I did open my new SE400. What? Rebecca? You opened a new SE400? Woo! Congratulations! The SE400, I have that too. That's an awesome baby. So you have fun, Miss Rebecca. You didn't name your baby yet. Congratulations. And glam, please ring it for Locket. That's right. And your brother, Heavy Duty 4451. Congratulations on your baby. Yours is a serger. Not quite an embroidery machine, but just as cool. So, so we're going to ring it for your babies as well. And Cheryl Malone got your baby PE770. Her name is Sadie Mae. Congratulations on Sadie Mae, your 770. Congratulations, ma'am, and all the others. That's what's up. And Robin Bryan says, yes, you're famous. Child, I don't consider myself famous, but that was funny. You know, that was just crazy. So you guys, I appreciate y'all being in here today. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you don't, I'm pretty much just, you know, chilling out with you guys right now. I don't want to be on too terribly long because I know how it is when you're trying to replay a video and you're like, oh my God, will she ever shut up? You know, so I want to try and keep it within about the hour, but I want to let you guys know. You say you're going to name her Birdie after your daughters. That's cute. That is super cute. Does anyone have any advice or recommendations on Silhouette Camo 3? Bickup says, you know I don't. I'm doing good to work with my crickets, even though I'm trying to go industrial, actually. So I'm really not interested in the Silhouette. Or, let's see, Silhouette. I am kind of interested in that brother scan and cut, though. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me to have all this brother equipment and not have a scan and cut. I mean, really, if you stop and think about it. So at some point I'll probably end up getting the scan and cut, but I also do want a industrial cutter machine. So if anyone has any advice or recommendations on that Silhouette Camo 3, please speak up if you have it, if it works well for you. I know it's an excellent machine for vinyl. I know a lot of people that use it, and I know quite a few people that use it for rhinestones as well. But as far as how Silhouette works, I'm not sure, because you guys know what my hang up is with Cricut. Without the internet, the Cricut is useless, you know. So like yesterday and all day today, I couldn't even use it. I came in here, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get some stuff knocked out. I was like, crap, I forgot I don't have internet. I can't use it. And I was so upset. Well, not so upset, but I was, you know, ticked, because I'm like, that's so stupid. I can't work because I don't have internet, and it's not my fault. Somebody done cut the thing, and I couldn't get on there. So yeah, that's a pain with the Cricut. So if brother or if Silhouette is the same way, that's gonna suck. I don't like that part. I don't like that at all. That's why I am looking to go industrial. Miss Phenomenal says, I have the Cameo 3. Okay, cool. Karen Caldwell says you're gonna go. Oh, head out, darling. You have a good evening, the rest of your evening. You're thinking about moving all your equipment to another room across the hall. Yes, that's going to be a big job. You have fun with that. I'm having the struggle to move my baby out the house, and it's like, woo, girl, you got a lot of packing to do. So I understand moving is not fun, and I would cringe if somebody told me I had to move my studio with all the mess I have in here. It would take a couple of weeks to get everything moved. So, you know, you have fun, Miss Caldwell. I'll be thinking about you. You had your Cameo for a year, a little bit, hadn't had a problem yet. Okay, cool. It says it works with all sewing formats. Oh, that's pretty neat. I didn't know that. Demetrio, where can you buy the presser foot for embroidery that you have? Yours was plastic and it broke. Which one? Which one? Usually eBay sells replacements for a lot of things, or sewingmachineparts.com, I think. But I would check eBay first. Check eBay, especially if you have the model number. So type in your model number and do parts, and it should pull up the foot and be able to replace it. Eunice says, as per copyrights, if we buy embroidery designs, can you use it for vinyl? What I would suggest is read the fine print. Read the fine print, and ultimately contact the designer, actually, because the reason why I say that is because I am familiar with in one of my groups that I'm in, there's a lot of designers in there, and they come up with, you know, their designs, and they don't want to see duplications of it anywhere. So they don't want to see drawings. They've already done the drawings. They don't want to see the vinyl if they didn't put it out there for vinyl, and they don't want to see, I mean, they just don't want to see a copy of it in a discussion, you know, for that particular group and for what they are doing. Not everybody is that strict, so I would check and see. Okay. Miss Phenomenal Creation says, yes, it works well with vinyl and rhinestones, and you do not need the internet for silhouette. No, don't make me change. Don't make me change. I don't want to change. Does the brother take the internet? Does anyone know? Oh my gosh. Hello Eve. God bless everyone tonight. I just want to put a little information out there. The SE thinking it's SE 1900. Brothers SE 1900 has a new machine out with a 5x7 area embroidery. So 5x7 generally is the 770. So if they have a new one, that would be interesting. I'm gonna have to look it up. I need to stay on top of brother information better than what I do, especially since I love their machines. Donda says, do you have any advice on no brand name multi-needle machine? Most of the multi-needle machines do have brands. I'm not familiar with a no brand name. There's Redline. There's oh gosh, what is the name of that one? Is not very popular at all. Can't think of the name of it. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I'm drawing blank, because at one point I knew all of them because I was trying to figure out which one I was going to end up with. But at the end of the day, Donda, what I would suggest is read reviews on them. And check Facebook groups, actually, on suggestions like there. I'm sure is a Redline Facebook group. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Or a multi-needle embroidery machine Facebook group, and put it out there and see what others' experiences is. Now, of course, I'm sure there are some folks out there that probably bought a brother machine and had a bad experience with it. There is nothing perfect out there. But if the positives far outweigh the negatives, then that's a good sign. Now, if it's like middle of the road, you know, half the people say no, half the people say yes, then I would be a little leery. Just a little bit. But the reviews is what I always, for the most part, go off of. Reviews and warranties, because at the end of the day, you're spending your hard-earned money and you want the best return for your value, you know, or the best return for the money that you're putting into it, the value of it. So I would definitely check reviews, see what other customers have to say. Google reviews, Google, you know, Redline embroidery machine reviews. You'll come across a lot of information that way. Yep. See, that's what Miss Marge is saying. Redline, Daisy, etc. Check them all. Yeah, definitely, because your multi-needle machines are not inexpensive pieces of equipment. I mean, you're talking about thousands of dollars. So if you're going to kick out that much, then you really want to be 100% sure about what you're spending your money on. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, because you see some nice designs that would look nice on a t-shirt. Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, it's easy to want to copy, you know, and to use something that's out there, especially if you're not super creative. Like, for instance, in my personal opinion, I'm not that creative as far as designing things. I don't feel like I am. So I get a lot of my ideas from something I've seen, you know. So that being the case, that's why usually I end up buying stuff that I use, because I don't know why I don't think I'm that creative. So that being the case, again, I tend to purchase, so definitely check with the designer. Now, if you purchase it off of Etsy, sad thing is, a lot of times people are reselling other folks' stuff off of Etsy, and that's where it gets hairy, because you don't know, you wouldn't know who the real owner is, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different people are selling it, so you don't know who to trust as the actual owner, you know. So there's some kind of iffy situations there. But for the most part, if you're not out there just going ham and making tons of money off of it, you shouldn't have an issue. But I just choose not to fool with a lot of stuff, because I don't want it, you know. Like, for instance, a lot of things I buy, I do love Embroidery Library. I buy most of my designs from there. I already know what their, you know, regulations are with their designs. I already know what I'm gonna use them for, things like that. But otherwise, I tend to be super cautious. I really do. I got a new Brother SQ925 sewing machine. Cool, to help with my business. Not an embroidery machine, but I needed a new machine to sew with. You know what? We don't mind ringing the bell for sewing machines. No, we don't, Miss Owens, and I'll tell you why. Because the embroidery machines technically are sewing machines. They just, you know, sew all kinds of which ways. So we don't mind the sewing machines either. So congratulations on your baby, your new Brother SQ9285. Latasha says, I'm saving a purchase of $770. A retailer told me they are phasing them out. Do I still buy it? How easy will it be to get parts if needed? Latasha, I'm going to tell you, you really shouldn't need to get parts for it. Not any kind of parts that will be phased out anytime soon. And honestly, in looking at the Brother 4x4 machines that I haven't seen any different parts on any of them, and they're all 3 completely different machines supposedly. So I don't see you needing parts like that, because the embroidery machines do pretty good. And just like certain vehicles that are out there on the road now, that like the Plymouth, you can't find, they don't manufacture Plymouths anymore. That car has been phased out, but you can still get parts for it. It may be a little bit harder to get the parts, but you can still get parts. So don't worry about it like that. The 770 is an excellent machine, but if you can't afford to get the newest, I would suggest get the newest. I mean, you're getting some of the latest and greatest technology with the newer machine. But you shouldn't have to worry about getting parts for a long time, dear. Kathy Reader says, got to go watch the rest later. Bless you. God bless you all. Jesus love you all too. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams to you too, Miss Reader. Thank you very much. Patricia Mills says, the reason why I brought that up, about the new SE 1900s machines by Brothers, is because I was thinking about swapping your 625 for that machine. What do you think about that move? Again, same as I mentioned to Latasha, a lot of that is financial. Whatever works for your budget. The latest and greatest is really cool, because you would have access to technology on the newer machine that wasn't on the older machine. So if that's a simple financial sidestep for you, all for it. I'm all for it, because in a lot of instances, you're not stepping down and you're not shortchanging yourself. Now, sometimes when you go for the latest and greatest, you kind of drop something that you may be used to. So be careful of that as well. What I would say is go to the dealer and take a look at the machine, you know, figure out, you know, manipulate the controls and stuff to see how it operates, if you can, if that's available, and see how it works, you know, and see if it feels comfortable for you, and check some of the features that you're used to and see what features are new. And if some features are taken away that you're used to that you really like, then you may want to stay where you are. Yeah. Marge Campbell says, I'd say 80% of machine issues are user error. That is usually correct. Are for me anyhow. I have a Pentagrams GS 1501, the same as the Avance. Okay, run from 8,000 to 10,000 and up. Get one that you will have great customer service with. I know that's right. Customer service is very important, especially if there's an issue that comes up. Miss Social Deb says, do we need to keep a notebook of all the designs copyrights and who allows what? They could change the copyrights. It's not crystal clear. Usually they don't change copyrights. Not too quick. And I wouldn't say keep a notebook of all of the designs copyrights, but keep a record of where you got your designs, which in most instances when you design or download designs, like for instance Designs by Juju, her designs are labeled a certain way, DBJJ, so you already know when you see the file name that is Designs by Juju, so you don't have to go very far to figure out what her copyright, you know, laws are for her particular items, right? So, and like I mentioned, a lot of times you download the design, it comes with the README file that has that type of information in there on it. So just, you know, keep that particular file, or try and keep in mind where you got that particular file, so that when it came time for you to sell something, or embroider something that you think is going to be popular and you're going to sell quite a few of them, then go and double check that particular design then and say, hey, you know, but to keep a whole list of all, if you got as many designs as I do, you have a notebook about as big as this room trying to keep up with all of that stuff, and you don't want to keep that type information. That's just too much. But it is important to double check that. I would anyway, when it's time for you to sell something. Patricia says, I forgot the reason why you're thinking about the swap is because of the editing capabilities, putting more than 1 or 2 designs in the editing area and the size of the embroidery area. So they have increased that. If so, that's really cool, because as of now, I can do that on the multi needle, but I cannot do that on the single needle. So that would be really cool. You're welcome, Latasha. And Marge Campbell says you have an SE270D and you got it in 06. I can even still get the cartridges, etc. parts available should I need them, and that one was phased out. So yes, you should still be able to get a hold of any parts that you may need. Albita says, I call my lovely embroidery machine Fifi. That's cute. I like that. Patricia Mills, Walmart, said Walmart 1-800, and I think it's $45 for this machine, while other sites, the stores want much higher, around 1,000. So I thought 800, and so I thought 800 would be more my line with a trade of 625. Wait a minute, it's $45. What's $45, dear? The warranty? I don't think the warranty is that much. I want to make sure that the price, typo, $845. Yeah. Walmart generally has their machines a little less, but then again, some machines have been, some items like laptops, for instance, that are sold at Walmart, they're manufactured or they're programmed a certain way where people know that it's from Walmart just because of the model number, right? So the where is it, the model number 800 or whatever it is could be a Walmart model number, so that they know it is from Walmart, so Walmart is able to sell it at a lesser price, and there's nothing wrong with that. But definitely, like I said, if it's sold at Walmart, you're not going to be able to check the controls and stuff. So you have to read the box or go online and see if anybody has a unboxing review. That would be cool to start doing an unboxing review. I need to get up with brother, see if we can't work that out. Albita says 4x4, but great potential. Yes, always great potential with the 4x4s. Rebecca says, going back to copyright, just today on Craftsy, a vendor was selling copyrighted patterns, including Disney, and I wondered if she licensed the pattern or how that worked with Craftsy. All right, so therein lies the so-called gray area that I tend to not fool with, but licensing with Disney is not necessarily an easy feat. It is doable. Just like with the sororities that I mentioned earlier, you can get a license to sell the stuff. You can get a license to sell NFL logos. You can get a license to sell your local team NFL logos. There's a possibility that she could have gotten a temporary license for that one design to sell, to promote something with Disney. Like, for instance, a channel on YouTube that I absolutely love was featuring The Incredibles 2, because that's the new movie that's coming out. So they received kickback from them. So, I mean, in other words, sometimes, yes, you can get permission for one particular design because it's combined with a bigger name for whatever reason, or licensing or promotional information, and you can use it for that because that person has been given permission to use it for that instance. So with her, if she was offering that pattern, and that pattern should come with verbiage to let you know your legal obligation to that particular pattern, whether it be reproducing, whether it be making something to sell, or selling the pattern itself. So there's a possibility she could have gotten licensing. Yes. Is it easy to do? No. No, it is not. There's usually a cost involved or some type of kickback, you know, in there somewhere. So, but Craftsy, because it's a big enough name, I would hope that they would be very careful with copyright and trademark infringements. Patricia Mills, I appreciate you. You said that was your last question. You know, you might have been repeating yourself. No, I don't think so. But I've been a little anxious about this since I've seen what it was all about, the new machine. And with that, you'll say good night. Well, I appreciate you being here. Miss Social Deb said that's helpful advice. Thank you. And thank you as well. And Sharon Blake says, just saw you were on. Well, hi, Sharon Blake. Thank you for joining us and popping in. Now, I am starting to get a sore throat, and it's going on 8:30, so we were a little bit 30 minutes over, so I'm going to actually say goodnight to you guys as well. I appreciate you all being here. I know we had a really heavy topic here tonight. It was really heavy, and I just wanted to be sure that, you know, for those of you who have chosen to support this channel and to view this channel on a regular basis or even a first-time basis, I am grateful. I am very grateful, and I definitely appreciate the support and the love that I get on a regular basis. It's very encouraging and uplifting. And because I have chosen to accept the responsibility of having this channel and teaching on this channel, I also accept the responsibility to keep you guys informed of any information that I come across, and to actually be able to sit down and consult with an attorney on a topic that, you know, was affecting me was really deep. And I was like, you know what, this is some information I need to pass on, because there may be somebody else out there that didn't look at it the right way either, because I figured I could embroider whatever the heck I wanted to, because I could embroider it if I wanted and wear it and be proud. But legally I can't. Well, morally, technically, legally, but also for me, more importantly, morally, I can't. And that's my choice, you know. And of course, entirely up to you if you so choose to do so. It has nothing to do with me. That's your choice, because everybody has a right to choose what they will and will not do. But here at the Baby's Beauty, I want to let you guys know the legalities that I just was informed of a few weeks ago now. I think it's been about a month, and wanted to pass that information along. So I definitely appreciate you guys' attention on that tonight. Marge, you said the crafty person may have been pushing Brother Machine, so she was allowed to sell on a limited license. That sounds legitimate. Miss Eunice says the EPE 800 has some editing capabilities. That's pretty cool. Pups want to be taken out, Miss Marge says. Good night. So nighty night to you all. I was a sweetheart to share. Thank you, Sharon Blake. I really appreciate that. And I am always grateful, Miss Amanda, when you can catch us live, and definitely want to keep you guys abreast of anytime I'm on. Miss Patricia Mills said you did check online. You meant to tell me that you did homework. You checked everywhere possible, even with brother. And with that, you're going to say good night. Okay, well, I appreciate you letting me know that, because it's important definitely to double check your work. Miss Robin Bryant says good night. Have a great rest of your evening. I will. Thank you. And thank you for sharing, and thank you for letting me know that you appreciate it. And you're welcome, Miss Rebecca. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I do have a few links in the description below if you guys are interested in supporting this channel in any functionality. One of the best ways is if you purchase on Amazon, purchase through my links down below, because I do get a small kickback from that, and I definitely appreciate that. Also, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come and join us this evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section or join our Google Plus group. That link is in the description box below as well. And if you join the Google Plus group, you're free to leave images of the projects that you're working on or keep us abreast of things going on with you. And we really like to share and encourage and keep each other motivated craft wise in that group, and I appreciate everyone that joins in with us. So until the next time, we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday, hopefully 7 p.m. if I don't party too hard Saturday night at the wedding. And I hope that until then you have happy embroidering. Thank you so very much, and you guys have a great night. Bye.